Hello and welcome back to another installment of Poke Fodder. Today I want to go over what is probably the most overlooked new Pokemon that came out with the new banner as far as the EXs go, while Cobalion and Terrakion are getting a lot of the praise and a lot of the usage. I'm going to look at Noivern. And I definitely like Noibat. Did I say Noivern? Noivern and Noibat. I'm going to look at them collectively because I really don't think Noibat is worth running solo if you're not trying to get to evolution. He removes weight off of all your Pokemon when he comes on the field. As a 3MP Pokemon, he's probably going to be one of the first Pokemon you bring out. I don't see that as being really relevant, maybe in the late game, but for the most part, I don't see that really being relevant. He's got 2 4-miss sections, which will move down to just 1 4-miss section at level 5. A 20-section 1-star Whirlwind, where the opponents move to the bench and gains weight. Air Cutter for 20. He's a runner, so I don't expect him to be powerful, but 20 is a little underwhelming. Greninja's has 20 as well, but Greninja's is also a spinner, so it has the potential to do a lot more damage. A Supersonic for 20, where the opponent becomes confused. So that is nice. And a 16 dodge, which is decent. Moving on to Noivern. If this Pokemon has evolved, all the gold attacks of battle opponents of this Pokemon become white attacks. That's actually pretty beneficial because if you look, he does have a base 24 slice 2-star Hurricane, which will become a 3-star Hurricane. The difference between this Hurricane and Hurricane for Lugia is Lugia, the Hurricane, sends its opponent all the way back to the bench with a gain weight, which is what they're calling Whirlwind. I'm going to go make sure that I have that right. Hold that thought, though. Let's go back. Let's just double check this. Let's go back before I continue to say something incorrect. Yeah, so it's called Hurricane, and it's 3-star, and they go back and gain weight. So I'm not crazy here. Well, I am crazy, but but it's different because this one, your flying type Pokemon on the field gain weight 3. I have noticed less people running flying types except for Gyarados. I do see a lot of Gyarados out there as well still. But definitely the usage of Moltres has gone down the last week. Moving on, he's got a 36 slice of Boom Bust for 100, and opposing Pokemon adjacent to the battle Pokemon spins. And if it spins a gold attack, then it is knocked out. Very similar to Water Shuriken, where on Greninja, if Water Shuriken is spun, then a neighboring opponent will spin. If it spins purple, it's knocked out. This time, if it spins gold, it's knocked out. A 20-wheel slice for 50 damage, and these are all going to be plus 10 if he is evolved. For Dragon Pulse, an 8 dodge, and at level 5, he's going to end up having a 4 miss. There you go. I can see where you run Noivern without the evolution. I probably wouldn't run Noibat without the evolution. And I need to start this booster. And so I've put together a deck of Sceptile, couple birds, actually all 3 legendary birds, Ho-Oh, and Noibat as my runner who evolves into Noivern for later in the game. Let's see how it does. When I first started using Noibat into Noivern, I found it fairly easy, you know, around 50%, maybe a little bit more to create the evolution, to trigger the evolution. But since then, you know, like after the first couple days, I might have triggered the evolution 1 time, which is not great. You need to be able to trigger it more than that. And in case you're wondering, apparently the Reuniclus decks are not dead. And honestly, I don't even know other than to just straight up attack. I really don't know what the strat is against them because I don't see them very often. I know if you attack them, they don't get to respin, and they can only respin for the number that are on the field. So let's see what happens here. That was fortunate. I guess we'll just go ahead and threaten the goal. Really all we have to worry about is this 120. If he doesn't attack us, and he didn't, we're just going to double chance. I haven't even looked at his plates. I don't know what he has. We can't beat that at all. And we'll take this opportunity to bring out Subtile, Hurdle Jump, interesting. We're just gonna like go all out here. Let's just go. There's no sense in waiting around. Oh. Just needed an attack there. Okay, so now we're gonna have to play a little defense. Probably our best bet. Actually, I think I have gold block. I do. And if that's the case, we're just gonna go back here and try to win. I mean, we're gonna try to win without messing with his rush room being a factor at all. One more time. See what happens here. Oh, perfect. Which means now we're going to have to survive a Groudon attack because that's all he has. A blue would be nice for us. But he's going to roll the blue, so we are going to actually get the victory and never even bring Noibat onto the field, but that's what that's all I could do, really. I can't let him set up Reuniclus and have spins galore and chances to keep winning. So let's jump right back into another game. I didn't know people were still running Reuniclus, quite honestly. And I don't know the strat against him other than to attack. Watch us get a Deoxys deck. No. Cool. Lukey boy. We've got, I believe I saw a Grovyle, probably Deceptile, Blastoise, Charmander. Just kind of looks like a random mix of Pokemon. I'm going to actually put Sceptile up against Mew. I like that matchup. Although, now that I'm looking at this, we are actually going to, just for no other reason, we're going to bring Noibat onto the field, just so in the highlight video, I can actually have him in the game. You know, I do what I can to try to showcase these Pokemon, but without... I don't want to play 19, 20, 30 games to try to get one Pokemon to play. If I went over his wheel, and if it works out, that's awesome. Here's what I'll do. That's not a great matchup, quite honestly, but I do have the chain level over him. And I do want to show what some of these abilities are, which is why I go over the wheel and my thoughts on them before taking them into play. Because you just don't know when it comes to playing the game if they're if there's ever going to be a situation that calls for that Pokemon needing to be used, I think Noibat and Noivern would synergize really well with, say, what is it? Cobalion? Cobalion? I think that would be a nice synergy. Let's see if we can't get this evolution here. Nope. But that's okay. We're going to bring him out for another try. Really, I find the way to trigger his evolution that works best is going to be Whirlwind. Obviously, I could do it if I land the 21 onto his 20. Supersonic is not going to. I'm actually just going to back him up so he doesn't hurtle jump. Double hurtle jumps. It is wild. My rank is pretty bad at the moment. And it's way down from where it was. And I find it interesting. There are two completely different styles of play between... Okay, so we get the dodge. Between the... what's this guy? 22. So like 22 to 25, 2600-ish. It seems like perfect. We're going to trigger the evolution. It seems like anything goes. It's the Wild Wild West. People are gunslinging, flying all over the... Just runners after runner after runner. And then... So look at his wheel. Now it's 110 is the base with 60, 3-star Hurricane. It's a nice... I really like the wheel evolved, quite honestly. But then you kind of reach that point in the 26, 2700 range where all of a sudden... And did you see how his gold went away? Now his gold, the effect of the gold where if I'm over 100, I can't knock him out, that does not change. But the fact it's no longer gold, so it could not have knocked me out if I rolled Hurricane, is what I'm going with that. But going back to what I was saying is, at a certain point, somewhere in there, all of a sudden it starts becoming about control and less about YOLO and gunslinging. And it's really, if you're not used to it, it can really mess with you. Especially if you've kind of gotten used to... Oh, do I want to do that? No, I don't think so. Especially if you've kind of gotten used to... We're actually going to threaten the game here. The more controlled style. The running wild and free. Yeah, we can go for the gold here. And it's not going to work out. And I think that people such as myself, when they kind of fall out of that higher 28, 29, 3000, I was never in 3000, but when they fall out of there and start getting into some of the gunslingers, that's where some of these losing streaks get compounded, because then you're playing a completely different tempo and style. Huh, perfect. Didn't need the double chance. And I think that's what happens a lot of times. So that is going to be... Well, he's going to bring Reshiram and attack. He could still win, or he could get Fly. Or he could get Fly, and I could get the super fortunate gold spin. So we're going to take home 2 victories today. And I'm super excited that I got the evolution triggered. You saw the Hurricane, where Moltres and Charizard both had the weight 3. And you got to see how the gold on Mew disappeared, rendering him kind of useless attacking into Noivern. Sorry, not Noivern, Noivern. So there you go. That is going to conclude today's video. I know it's kind of a short one, but this week they were all kind of long videos. So we'll keep it short and simple. Be sure and tell your mom Happy Mother's Day. If you have 2 moms, tell them both Happy Mother's Day. Include your grandparents and spend a little extra time with family, because, you know, at the end of the day, family's, for the most part, family's good. And that is my soapbox speech. So enjoy what's left of your weekend, and until next time.